Now, I think you're going to miss something very important if you don't watch this next video. I think, the fellow you're going to see is very indicative of what's really happening in our country nowadays. I mean, here's a nice young man, he's got some talent and everything, but, and he started a business, shirt business, okay, customized shirt business, knew nothing about it, and said, hey, we should have that. Then he says, boy, he starts thinking about another idea that he thinks the world should have. And this is something like, if you could take your iPhone or any kind of phone and you watch a movie on it, well, they have a little projector so you could project it on the wall. Wouldn't that be cool? And that's what he thought. Wouldn't he go, but he's not an engineer, he's not a techie or anything about it. But what he was able to do is go on the internet and find the help he needed, right? And so put the time and energy of find the talent that he's missing. And he went all over the world for it, at a reasonable cost. I mean, you just don't go to, some big consulting firm in the States anymore and try to get the expertise you need. It'll cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. So for a small fraction of the price, you could get that kind of help other places in the world. I mean, physics is physics, when you're talking about this kind of things. And so that's what he did. And then he put it on the internet to get funding, and he got like $110,000 in 5 days. $110,000 in 5 days. And he says, and you'll see this in the interview, that man, he would not have done this if it wasn't for the internet and being able to raise money on the internet. Because he said he would never go through all the nonsense that it takes in a traditional way of trying to get money to start a business and find investors and all that kind of nonsense that we did in this country. And now you don't have to do that. And not only don't you have to do that, you don't even have to know to be technically trained to run the business you're in. That's what's cool, And it's a one-man show that he's starting. I mean, he gets the help he needs, And that's what you can do. And that help is available now just through the internet, and knowing how to use that. And that's why we have to learn that system if you want to grow something in this country. That the talent is out there now at a click of a mouse or whatever. You have to start learning how to use it in order to take advantage of it, because that talent is like oil under the ground, If you don't dig it out and use it, it's useless to anybody. So you start digging and watch him and see how he did. Okay, well, Alex, you are the one that is really going to change and revolutionize, man, I guess it's the projection industry or the movies or displaying videos. I mean, now you made something almost the size of a phone that you could project and watch real stuff, not on a little bitty phone, but on the wall or anything. Yeah. And for an incredible price, and nobody's done this before. And it took you, who was, first making shirts and the beautiful material of these shirts, decided to do this. Why'd you do this? I mean, you were making good money with the shirts, and you're still doing that.
The shirts is, it's what I call, it's a mature business.
Ah, I see.
There's going to be shirts, you're going to have it in 10 years, 20 years.
I see.
Something's not what I call, what I'm doing with Dos Salvos Odin is very revolutionary. It's different. Yeah. It touches a lot more people.
Yeah.
With custom stuff, it takes a lot of time, and it's not very scalable.
People. Well, no, I mean, you have a product, and both of these products, it seems to me, you had like 5 years in investment banking or something before you got into these ventures.
Yeah.
But what's interesting to me is that both of these ventures you had no background in. I mean,
yeah.
You're not an electronic, wizard or an engineer even, or been in the fabric business or clothing or had a retail store or anything. And both of your businesses are nothing to do with your background except, God, the world needs this stuff.
Yeah. I think once you find the right people that can do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't do the actual sewing or the cutting, but
right.
I know, and I found the people that do the sewing and cutting.
Right.
I don't actually solder the PCB boards, or do I actually do the 3D design, but I find the people that can do it, and I put a team together and get it done. It's my vision of what I want it to be, but the actual technical stuff I don't do.
Well, I mean, maybe because it's my age. I mean, to me, if I was, an entrepreneur in the 50s, 60s, 70s, or even 80s, or maybe 90s. I mean, you almost have to have a lot of that original stuff and talent in-house. And now it sounds like you're saying, hey, you just have to think of something you want to do, and you could find the talent, like through the internet or wherever it is, to do it.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
So for my clothing business, I have the fabrics come from Italy, Europe, China, and the sewing is done in Hong Kong. And with UPS and FedEx, they can ship that in 2 days.
Anywhere, yeah. Now, I have glasses coming from China soon.
What's not coming from China?
Yeah, I know, exactly. Your shirts.
Yeah.
But it's true. I mean, it's amazing. And by the way you're doing it, by going on crowdfunding sites now to raise the revenues to get some volume out of this stuff, you don't have to invest a bunch of money and find partners and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you don't. Actually, like, the reason I started, even like thought about doing a crowdfunding is I saw my friend, Benjamin Rogers. He had this MyType keyboard, which is like a foldable keyboard.
Oh, is that? I saw that. You bought one, didn't you?
Yeah, he's my friend.
I see.
He started that, and I was like, wow, if Benjamin can do it, I can totally.
I can make a projector.
Yeah, I can make a projector. I could get this financed and produced. So I was like, well, it's a lot more doable. If it wasn't for Kickstarter, I would have never started it.
Really? Huh?
Yeah, never.
No.
Because, going to investors and giving them the ideas, trying to get produced, in forever.
Yeah, and then what you had to put up with doing it too. Yeah, you just took the joy out of doing it.
Yeah. And now I just kind of make, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah, and so I mean that's another thing. As what you're saying is that now you could do ventures like this. You don't even need the expertise because you could find it on the internet, and you don't have to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this help. Yeah, and then to get the money to do it. The same thing. You don't have to deal with people who are going to, rob your business or whatever because you need money.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you do have to go travel. I did travel to these places many times, and obviously, not everyone's going to work out.
Right.
You have to be willing to take that type of risk, but you do have to go there and meet them.
Yeah.
Or like for like internet development, I use Ukrainian developers.
Right.
So, but all the touch and feel, like the way it looks, graphics, it's all like U.S. based designers.
So but it's still, I mean, it's a fraction of what it cost you if you were building from scratch and starting an inventory, and so now there's so many new opportunities, and I think we could solve problems in our society faster because of people like you are doing this, and you can do it, and you have less barriers to entry. There are no barriers to entry, For a few $1,000, you got this international company or whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
A little more than a few, but
yeah. I mean, it can be
depending what it costs.
Yeah, and depending on the kind of product. I mean, some people can do it, for different kind of products. And so your Kickstarter campaign, and God, I mean, you got $100,000 already. I mean, this is
after
phenomenal.
5 days.
Yeah. How many days?
5 days.
5 days, you get $110,000. Wow!
Wow! I have to reach 250 to get that money.
Pardon me?
I have to reach
250, right? So you're halfway there almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, God, that's almost like Wall Street, huh? Making $100,000 in 5 days. Yeah. I mean, there's very few places you can do that in the world. That's just phenomenal. So I'm Kickstarter now, and the basic price is like under $500, right? And you had those that are a little late from the early bird, right? Right. So that was less. But more importantly, when this gets out in production and out in the marketplace, it's going to be a heck of a lot more.
Well, it's going to be a lot more because the third party people, they need to get it.
Exactly. So you're looking at a bigger markup now. So anybody, and look at the video. I mean, people should go to your website just to look at that video, I think. And it's a great video you have there. The talent is wonderful. And so it's educated. No, I'm sorry. No, Dos Owls, like Dos Cervezas, por favor. This is Dos Owls, por favor. DosOwls.com, right? Yeah. And that's where you find it, and it's a wonderful idea. The technology is so compact that now you have a projector. You want to run a video from the internet and blow it up on a screen. You just grabbed your little gadget and you're able to do that anywhere, watching a movie with all your girlfriends because they all have to see it, or making a presentation to a client. Man, I mean, that's or you're a teacher. Could you imagine now here, a teacher, have this, and we all give seminars, we all give all this kind of stuff. So you have that one nice little package, not carrying around. I have one of those down in the basement, those big projectors you used to have to plug into.
Yeah. So basically, it's kind of like, it doesn't have the drawbacks of a traditional projector. That's hot, heavy, and a lot of wires.
Right. And price. Yeah. I mean, those things are $1,000 minimum to get on board with. So this is wonderful. And thank you for being there. And people should check out your shirts because I'm a clothes horse, so I saw those shirts, man. They're beautiful things. Yeah, I mean, that's nice material. You could tell that you worked hard on that material, getting the right kind of stuff there, the fabric. But to find you, it's Dos Owls, DOSOWLS.com. And you find Alex Wu there in all his businesses, right? Yep. And he's getting married next year, too, to boot.
Getting married next year, yeah.
Good for you. I do it all the time, Alex. It's great. Thank you so much.